Hello, everybody. I hope all finds you well. And I'm just waiting for my comrades to join me. They will arrive either side of me. And welcome to our beautiful show on Healing Through Love. Hello, how are you? Hi, Ali.
Hello.
It's beautiful. Thank you so much for joining us and happy Tuesday. It's a beautiful partially sunny day in Adelaide. And we've had some fantastic weather, 21, 22. I think it's going to rain this afternoon. But welcome to our Healing Through Love show. We're here to increase awareness within the community about providing family and domestic violence survivors with a soft place to land and to offer advice on services available to these survivors and their families.
And during our Pamper Days, our annual Pamper Days, we actually have wonderful people and business people, service providers who come on and they provide, they pay it forward by providing their services and their resources for us. So each week, what we're going to be doing on this show is we're going to be interviewing a couple of people so they can come on, tell us their stories and how they help Healing Through Love and why they're doing that.
Fantastic. Stay tuned and we'll share with you how you can jump on and share your information with us. That'll be towards the end. Today we have two incredible guests lined up for you. We have Lareen Newman and Linda Gentilcore, and we're going to start today with Lauren. So we're going to bring Lauren onto the screen as we say goodbye to Ali, and we will do an introduction for her. See you, Ali. We'll chat soon. Lareen, are we up and running? There we go. Hello. Well, it's all going to happen by magic, but whilst we're waiting for the magic to happen, I'm just going to start with doing my introduction. Lareen has a PhD. She is a woman's coach for work stress release and emotional freedom. So I'm looking forward to finding out more about emotional freedom. She works online and from her private studio in Blackwood, SA. So she's a local, to help women who are struggling with work stress and anxiety, and helps them to declutter emotionally so they feel calmer. Oh, we could all do with a bit of that in mind and body, and can think more clearly to be emotionally free of negative emotions and limiting thoughts. She uses a non-invasive gentle acupressure technique called EFT. For short, it's called tapping, emotional freedom technique, a physical tool that is based in scientific research. Without any further ado, I'm going to introduce you, and we'll be on the screen right now. And she's not, and this is, oh, there she is. I was going to say this is the beauty of live broadcasting, as all sorts of things happen behind the scene. Hello, how are you?
Hi, Sharlene. I'm really well, thank you, and enjoying the sun in Adelaide today.
Oh, I can see that actually gently caressing the side of your face. I'd love it if you'd tell us a little bit more about your business.
Yeah, look, so I am working, as I say, online private sessions and group sessions, and helping out with things like Healing Through Love as well. Really looking forward to doing that. And I'm focusing on work stress release and study stress because I know that there's so much stress out there these days, and the modern workplace is just demanding more and more of everybody. And I think with the coronavirus situation, expectations have just gone through the roof at the same time as they're telling us to watch out for our mental health. So there's kind of conflicting drivers there.
Yes, it's so true. So you would probably notice then at this point in time is, regardless of what's happening, a lot of people are having challenges with stress-related, well, not necessarily illnesses, but even just maybe not sleeping well, maybe overthinking things, the worry and stress around finances, and then having to deal with the physical challenges of having, I'm just going to say it, everyone in your face. Husband's home, children's home, everyone's home. And then, you know, although that is an amazing place to be, and we can all see the good and the fantastic side of that, if you're running a business as well or working from home, there's all of those challenges as well. So are you finding yourself very busy this time of the year?
Yeah, and I actually got so into this that I was working 4 days a week and just doing this one day, but in March I resigned from my full-time job and I'm now full-time focusing on expanding the business. So I've been setting up YouTube videos. So if anyone wants to pop over free to the YouTube channel, Tapping into Serenity, there are 6 work and study stress relievers there, 8 to 10 minutes. Just go through them, tell you exactly what to do. You can repeat them as much as you want. So that was the first thing I did as a response to help with coronavirus. And then I've been setting up some 30-minute online sessions, which is, a bit of an offer for people today. And also some slightly longer workshops for corporates. So trying to expand, what's available and trying to make things sort of time sensitive for women, because a lot of people are so stressed, they really don't have time to de-stress. So trying to work out like what's going to make things easy for women to at least just take the edge off their stress if they can't have time for private sessions and things like that. So yeah, I've been very busy.
Right. So just for some clarity then, they can either work with you one-on-one to resolve their particular challenges, or they can, or because they can do it as well, they can go onto YouTube and they can watch your videos as frequently as they like to guide them through the process. So I've probably got some questions from my perspective. What exactly is EFT? And then also, how can that specifically help our listeners, a lot who are in the space of survivors from the domestic violence space?
Yeah, sure. So EFT is called Emotional Freedom Techniques and was developed about 25 years ago now in the US. And it's called acupressure. So what we do, and I might actually take the viewers through this actually, just a really easy process, and you could join in. We get 2 or 3 fingers of one hand and we just tap on gently, not too gently, but gently-ish, on here on the side, what we call the karate chop of the other hand. And that's all we do really. But what this does, the research, there's over 100 research studies now from all around the world, and that shows that actually doing this on particular points, so not just anywhere, but on acupoints, sends a signal to our brain to calm down. It dials down the stress response. So there's a lot of physiology going on. It seems so simple, and some people think it's a bit weird, like tapping on your body can calm you down. But we know instinctively that, massaging your shoulders calms you down, hugging and calming babies, that calms people down. So this is a kind of a tried and tested technique based in science. So on my website, under the resources page, there's lots of links to all that research if people are into that. Some people are like, I don't care about the research, I just know it works. So let's just do a quick round. What we do is we tap here. This is the absolutely simplest thing. And people could do this if they were feeling tense, okay? So you're tapping gently and you're just breathing. And then you're tapping on the top of your head. Maybe this is a bit of a weirdo alert. Yeah, it looks a bit strange. And you're just breathing. And then we tap on the inside of the eyebrow, the center of the eyebrow, and we breathe. And then we go the other side of the eyebrow, and that sort of crease.
Perfect. Is that supposed to happen?
Well, some people yawn a lot. Some people will start to feel tingling. Some people feel hot. Some people feel nothing. Some people get really tired. Kind of depends how much tapping we do and what we're focusing on.
Are you supposed to burp? I'm burping.
Yeah, it's all an energy release. So, funny things can happen, but it's just all your body's way of going, oh, thank goodness she's starting to do something about this. Then we go to the collarbone, just under the knobbly bits, and we just tap here. Take a breath. And then we'll just come back to the hand here. And we take a breath. So that is the absolutely most simple part of breathing, of tapping. You don't even need to do the breathing. We call that one round.
Wow.
When you do that, if you do that for, say, 10 minutes, it's going to calm you down. If you focus on the issue that's bothering you, it actually helps you feel calmer in relation to that issue. So that's why I've got these, at the moment, I think 6 videos. I'm just about to do another one about job insecurity, because obviously a lot of people have financial stress. And tapping in relation to that issue takes down the negative feelings that you have. And when you feel that change in your body, you're like, wow, it might look like magic, but it's actually working. So I'd really encourage people to pop over there, totally free, 8 minutes, 10 minutes of your time, and just give it a go. You can replay them as much as you like. And if you've got more, deeper issues, then join a group session or see me for a private session, or let's get a workshop going for your work group. Lots of different levels for people to engage, but totally, people often turn to this when nothing else has worked.
So at our upcoming pampering day, which the day will be announced once we know all the details, would you be doing this on a one-on-one with the girls that are coming for the pamper day, or would you do this in a group environment for the girls that are coming on the pamper day? How would you foresee that you're going to facilitate this at our next pamper day?
Yeah, look, I can either, I still have to work with you and Ali and work out what's best, but I could either be doing sort of 10 minutes with a person, just taking their current stress down, or in a group, we might do something about tapping for cravings, or just generally to feel better. We normally focus on the negative stuff to diffuse that, and then we only go positive at the end. So people who find mindfulness tricky because they can't calm down, or who just, positive thinking just isn't going to do it, this is really helpful to do that. So I think, yeah.
That's interesting that you're saying that. I think that one thing alone is quite, aside from this is interesting, that you're saying that we, instead of going straight to the positive, and if you're holding mindfulness and you're trying to think positively, sometimes that's challenging. You're saying you go to the negative space and you
Yeah.
You get in there, talk about it, and then you come back to the positive.
Yeah. So what the tapping is designed to do, and this is like Harvard University researchers found this about 20 years ago, that when we tap, it signals the brain to calm down. So when we say that, and I wouldn't do this at the pamper day. At the pamper day, we'd just be taking the edge off and calming ourselves down, open up to some positivity. But in a private session, we can diffuse how you're feeling now. We can actually clear emotional baggage and past events, including car accidents, post-traumatic stress from war. It can go that far. We don't have to do stuff that's that extreme. Or we can actually look forward and go, you know what, I'm really worried about that interview next week. And we'll tap down those emotions now. So what it does is actually we're literally tapping into your negative feelings, and we're acknowledging them. Because as women, we often stuff them down and soldier on. Then they spew away and they make our jaws tight and they make our shoulders tense and our stomachs churn. So we actually acknowledge that in a very gentle way, and we never jump straight in. We always sort of come up slowly. But, yeah, we acknowledge the negative. If we were just talking, we do it all the time. Oh, I'm not very good at this and this is never going to work. We say that to ourselves. But if we say it and we're tapping, we're saying to the brain, hey, we're really worried about that. Well, just calm down. So that's why we focus on the negative. It does bother some people. And when we've got down, we rate it 0 to 10. When we're down about a 2, then we start tapping some positives. But you don't need to, because the tapping gets rid of the negative itself.
I think that is fascinating, because, cognitive dissonance is just such a challenge if you're not in that space. And here we are, we're guiding ourselves by agreeing that there's a challenge, verbalizing there's a challenge, and then actually going through the process of moving into that positive space. And I can see how there would be much less friction in that space, and how the brain, the body, the whole thing would have that connection. I love it. It's fabulous. Have you got anything that specifically would be for people who are going through the DV and family violence space? From my perspective, it was about self-worth. That was my biggest issue, and also the biggest issue to having things reoffending. Have you got any concepts around that you could share with the audience today?
Yeah, well, as I said, the technique is called EFT tapping for short, but it's emotional freedom technique. I think, I know from a lot of work that I've done in research with women from, a lot of different backgrounds, it's often the emotions that kick in, especially when we get tense, and we wish we could stay calm and work things through logically. The scientists are saying 95% of our behaviour is driven by our emotions and subconscious, and that's programming. So you kind of, the situation is what it is, and people say you can choose to respond, but it's actually really hard if you're having to use willpower to keep calm. And with the tapping, we actually acknowledge it and process it. So I've had about 6 women in the last 6 months who've wanted to work with me before an interview, and they're like, or a mediation meeting. And they've come and they've said, I just want to go in and be able to say what I want, and I need him to just listen to me, but he never does. So what we do is we tap away the fears and we tap away all the what ifs, and then they'll come back to me, and every time they'll go, that was amazing. I felt so calm and confident. That's because we process the emotions beforehand. They don't come up. And it might be something that you've never done before. And then to think that that can happen is quite amazing. But we don't have a way to process emotions. So we stuff them down and soldier on. So I think in that sense, for people who are in a situation right now, obviously everybody's got different situations, different degrees and different issues. But we can work on what's pressing for you right now, or we can go back and clear all of that baggage that's still bothering you. Now, you might think that could take years, but it doesn't have to, because often history repeats itself. You know, you can be in one relationship and then you leave that and the next one, and it's the same again, and the pattern just keeps repeating because your emotional reactions are the same. And what happens is we go back and we work on the worst or the first or whatever's really still bothering you, and we clear that. That then opens up even just a chink of light for things to start to be different. And when they say to me, my sister's saying I'm different, what have you been doing? And my kids are going, Mummy seems calmer. And so even just a chink of light opens up new space for new things to grow. So I think that's why I love seeing the change in women.
I have to say, you're glowing, just quietly.
Thank you.
And it's just obviously more than the sunlight gently caressing your cheeks. So I can see that you're very happy in what you're doing. How can people get hold of you? We've got some information scrolling across the bottom of the screen, but if someone wanted to know a little bit more, would you suggest they go to your YouTube channel first, or would you suggest they contact you? How can people do business with you?
Yeah, look, some people don't have access to email, so the phone number is there, and that's obviously the easiest. Text or phone me. If you want to email, that'd be great. If you want to go to the website, there's lots of information on there. Just check me out. The YouTube videos will show you what I'm actually doing in a relatively basic sense, and it's not engaging with your personal issue. They're very general, but at least you'll kind of see the sort of thing. And then I'm happy to talk to people, like give me a call, an email, let's set up a time and let's just chat. I don't want to put more stress in your life by making you feel obliged to work with me. Trying to reduce your stress. I'm happy to talk. I'm not always the right person for everybody. And if I'm not, I can recommend other people. And there's some issues I don't deal with, weight loss and eating disorders, but I've got a really good colleague who does. So I'm happy to refer. I want to work with you on the issues that I know I can help you with. Yeah.
Thank you. It's been a privilege and a pleasure to chat with you today. And I'm looking forward to you joining us for our next Pamper Day here in Adelaide. We're all getting very, very excited. So yes.
Can I just mention the special offer that I've got 2 sessions tomorrow, 12:30, and next Tuesday, 8 p.m. If people want to come to those, they're 30-minute online for women only, stress release. Tomorrow's they're feeling unproductive at work. Next Tuesday is about cravings for chocolate. So the information's there. Come and join me for free.
That's fantastic. Thank you so much. Well, the link is there and the link is also above as well. So we'll make sure that's shared with everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We're now going to go to a word from our sponsor. Thank you. So our sponsor will actually pop up onto the screen. So we are beautifully sponsored by Be Live TV. Okay, now ordinarily there is sound with that. No idea. That's okay. I could have done a voiceover. Next, we'd like to introduce our very next guest, which is Linda Gentilcore, and her name says it all. A business-savvy, goal-focused, career human resource professional, forging a path into multi-directional streams. Now, that sounds interesting. I can't wait to hear. I'm very excited that she has actually attended our very last Pamper Day in Adelaide, and she's got quite a broad skill set, let's say that, and I'm going to get her to jump on now so that she can actually explain a little bit about her very broad skill set and how that's going to work. Hello, how are you? And how that's going to work moving forward. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me? But it looks like I'm flashing very mystically. That wasn't what I was expecting.
So flashing mystically is interesting. So we might need a little bit more light on the subject. I'm not quite sure why you're dark. That's okay.
I swing around. I can be in the sun, but that's, yeah, I'm not so sure either. It was okay a few minutes ago.
No, that's
getting worse.
So we can see.
The best thing is we can
go
walking around the house.
Oh, look at that. I love it. We can go walking around the house. I'm not quite sure what the flashing light is. That's very interesting. I would love for you, whilst you're walking, to tell us a little bit about what it is that you do in your business space.
No, it doesn't look like it will, does it?
Well, you're sort of frozen now. So I'm going to keep going, Linda, until you jump on to tell us a little bit more. So Linda has a vision to inspire optimism, empowerment, and abundance as far as she can reach. She's an advocate for good health and good and healthy mind, and she is a co-author of Transform Your Life. And I'm sure she's going to pop back on very momentarily. So I'm not quite sure if, can you hear me now, Linda? So I'm sure she's coming back very soon. It must be a streaming issue. So last time when we had our Pamper Day in Adelaide, Linda did tarot cards, and I'm a bit excited. That was fantastic. And I got my cards read, and so did many of our participants. And it was really interesting from their perspective to come along and have a tarot reading that they didn't have to pay for, but just, you know, it made them feel good. It gave them some optimistic views on the future. And I spoke to quite a few of the girls because I was running a hand massage venue over to the side, and once it actually had their tarot readings, they popped over and had a hand massage. It was really interesting to hear the girls' feedback about how they felt empowered and how they felt they had choices, and how they always knew that it was going to be, and the readings that they had showed that. So I'd be interested to know whether or not, yes, Rose loves having her cards read as well. That's fantastic. It's the best thing ever, isn't it, Rose? Was that Roz? Sorry, it's Roz is saying yes. So a card reading is fabulous. And what a great thing to have at a Pamper Day, the opportunity to jump in and have your cards read. So now it's interesting for Linda that she's in a space of, maybe we could call it transition. She has a normal job working in human resource, and then she has a side hustle, and that side hustle is all around, well, it's more than just around doing cards. The cards are a way to introduce conversation, which is brilliant. And I know that she's been doing card readings for business as well. So if you are currently in a business, and perhaps maybe you're looking for a little bit more direction, and perhaps maybe looking for, maybe you've got a big question, you're not quite sure what to do, or you need to know a little bit more about how to pivot, and it's a great time to have a card reading with Linda, and she does them around the whole structure of doing a business. So yeah, so tarot readings for business. Now that's something new, and Linda is quite an expert in that space. Now Linda hasn't popped back for some reason. We're unsure why. There might be a linkage issue. We're going to get the girls to follow up. Oh, there she is.
I am here, but I'm still sparkling.
Okay, sparkling is interesting. We're okay with sparkling. We're hoping that nobody's epileptic. This comes with a warning. If you can't handle the sparkle, maybe just listen. Don't actually visualize. So we've lost you again. So perhaps maybe we could get you to, we can at least hear you. Can we at least hear you if we can't actually see you? Seeing you is always a better option, but hearing you would be great. We'll wait for the girls to pop you back in while I literally tread water. Now, we've had a couple of committee meetings just recently looking to run our next Pamper Days, and it is like treading water. We're all very anxious to have another one because with everything that's happening in the DV and family violence space, you know, there has been some extra challenges in that area, and we're doing a lot more mercy runs, a lot more pamper packs, and, you know, phone calls of the day and the night just to help people in the right direction. So we're really, really keen to have the next Pamper Day as soon as physically possible, and we're just waiting to see when we can have. Now, we know that the next one's going to be 100 people, including exhibitors, so we need to make sure that we've booked a time and a date that we've got the venue, we've got exhibitors ready to go. We're just looking for the date right now. So I'm just going to pop this up and tell you a little bit about, if you're a business person out there and you're looking for ways to actually contribute to the Pamper Days, and what that looks like is our survivors come and they get to go to the shop and we give them a gift bag and they can choose clothing, makeup, skincare, handbags, shoes. That's for them to take away for free. And then they go from stall to stall and they experience, it could be a hand massage, it could be a neck and shoulder massage, it might be a facial. They can have their hair done, they can have their makeup done, they can have chakra lining, tarot cards read. We had crystal readings last time. We also had PK, which is a type of therapy. We had Bowen therapy as well. So it was lots of different physical activities. Have you popped back yet?
Yes, I have, and I thought I'll just try the rear camera. How's that?
Okay, hello, how are you?
Great. I have no idea what you can see at this point, but does the rear camera work better?
I can see you. Yes, you look beautiful. Can you tell us a little bit about your business? I've been telling you about your tarot readings and everything else, but if you could just tell us a little bit about the business, Linda.
Oh, great. Thanks. Hi, Sharlene. Hi, everyone. I'm sorry for that strobe light reaction from my camera. It's just ultra sensitive, clearly. Look, I'm really excited. I've been working to develop my business over the last few years, which I've got multi-dimensions to my business, which is great, whilst still having a really strong HR career. So the first of those is an online coaching business for women who are in highly technical.
And she's gone. What she was going to say is highly technical based businesses and are looking for additional coaching, whether that be in the space, like working in a normal job, or transitioning into perhaps maybe their side hustle. So I know that she'll pop back. And while we're waiting for her to pop back, I'll just share with you, if you are interested in actually participating with Healing Through Love and being a contributor, that is running a stand, a stall, and assisting with any type of physical therapy. And that includes hairdressing, makeup, skincare, all of those sorts of things as well. Contact Healing Through Love, SA. You can do that through our email address, which will be scrolling every now and then across the bottom of the screen. It's htladelaide@gmail.com. And or you can contact us through our Facebook page, or you can contact us through, well, if you know Sharlene or Rose Davison or Ali Sugars, contact us directly and we can put you on the list. And we're looking forward. We've got one in Tasmania coming soon. We're very excited about that one. And we also have the one in Adelaide happening very soon as well, as soon as they lift these restrictions. So aside from that, if you're not a business that can step up and make a difference and create a soft place to land for survivors, perhaps maybe you're a survivor yourself. And if that's the case, or if you have a friend or a member of the family that's in that position, we would welcome you to come as our guest for free to our next event. Now, this space, it's a long time in healing, and it would be great if that wasn't the case. If it's been a while since you've been a survivor and you're in that space, we understand that even if your challenges happened some time ago, we would welcome you into the place to have a soft place to land. So if you've experienced it on any level, we would welcome you along. And as I say, the ticket price is free for anyone who is a survivor. And I did have someone contact me the other day saying they would love to attend. They're not a survivor. What they would like to do is bring a survivor with them as a friend. And we said, yeah, that would be lovely, because you could keep them company and help them, because they're looking for that companionship. Now, Linda, I don't know what's happened. I'm waiting for you to pop back on and we haven't seen you. So what we're going to do with Linda, because we've had technical issues, is we're going to invite Linda back as a guest at another occasion, so that she can share with us the intricacies of her business, because it's not just tarot, it's business coaching and a whole bunch of other layers of services that she offers for women. And as I said, last time she stepped up and assisted us with the tarot readings, and they were very, very popular. There was a lineup of people waiting to have their cards read. So we're looking forward to having her back for the next opportunity. So that's our half an hour over, guys. And unless Linda's going to pop back on, it's time for us to say goodbye. Thank you so much for sharing your lunch break with us. And yeah, so if you're interested in moving forward and helping with Healing Through Love, contact us through our email or our Facebook page. And where our show goes for a half an hour, and it's the lunch spot, so it's from 1 to 1:30, and that's Adelaide time. And we look forward to seeing you again next week and sharing the love through Healing Through Love. Bye for now. And miraculously, it turns off.